Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Owen here, and I am going to be re-recording this over this video, and the main reason for that is that I didn't have my microphone record button on Fraps when I started making it, so that kind of sucks, massive dick, but I think we'll make do. I'll commentate on it like as if I were watching it and saying what's good and bad. I remember that there were some good things in this video, but for the most part, it wasn't too hot. And then I'll just talk about what I've been doing and where I've been and what I plan to do in the future. In terms of League of Legends and why I haven't been making videos, etc., etc. I was kind of late into the game, for starters, and I remember we went for this invade and we ran into Leona, but I was too far away and we didn't get any CCR on her anyways, so it didn't matter. And then also I was pretty confused because they had a Yasuo and an Anivia, and I wasn't sure which one was going to be going mid and which one was going to be going top. It seemed more likely that Yasuo was going top, but then he shows himself mid, so I know how that lane's going to go. I have no armor here, but I have scaling AP masteries. I have scaling AP runes and scaling health runes. So basically in lane, he can all-in me at any point. And what I'm going to try to do is just try to play really safe, auto-attack him so that he loses his shield every time that he gets it. And that way I can pretty consistently harass him. But at the same time, don't stay anywhere near the minions, because once he gets level 2, he's going to be able to start Eing onto me, and that damage from his Q is just going to be able to wreck, especially because I have no armor. And Ahri's not the best early game champion anyways. Now, let me get into, here's something interesting. You can auto-attack Q, and then I could auto-attacked again and then made it back to the lane before a minion died. You won't get this first minion, but you'll always get the experience for it. So, it's just kind of your preference if you want to help your jungler out or not. And my Q does like 80 damage, so in total I do like 100 damage to move up. I think it's pretty helpful for my jungler. That's just me failing at sidestepping. But I haven't made a lot of videos because I've been pretty busy with school. If you want to know how busy, I'm taking 31 units this semester. And then if you don't, and I'm on semester systems, so it seems to be quite a lot in terms of actual classwork. That's not even homework based. I'm supposed to like read like 100 pages by next week in this one history book, and I'm like, oh dude, history majors are the biggest assholes. But I could have charmed right there, but it turns out that I got it anyways. Yeah, then once he gets level 2, you can kind of see that he can evade my Q really often. So I don't really want to, like, I don't want to just be constantly using my spells, because it's not really going to be worthwhile if he can just dodge all of them. And since he has no resources, I just kind of want to save and not push the lane. And if I don't push the lane, then I can be kind of safe from buy ganks. And then since I have no Mumu jungler, it should work out in my benefit. I didn't really have to pop my health potion right there because of my passive being up. But I think I was just more worried about how much damage he was going to do to me, and if he was going to try to all-in me or not. So, again, yeah, I've been really busy with school, and then in addition, it's just always been a real kind of long process to make videos. And if you won't, I'm not going to give you an exact number, that's fine. But how have I been doing League of Legends? For a while, I took a really long break from League of Legends. But, because, like, when I was going to school, originally, I was kind of just like, fuck. I mean, like, I felt like school was complete bullshit. Because, like, you can learn everything you want to from the internet, if you want. It's, like, an unlimited source of knowledge right now. But, people don't respect that. And it's just kind of, I just feel like it's bullshit because there's a lot of retarded classes that you have to take. And in the end, I just kind of realized, I don't really know what I realized. I can't believe Yasuo didn't get a Q off on me there. Got one off on me there though. Oh yeah, this is retarded. So you see that I charmed the minion. So the minion had aggro on me for some reason. Like, it followed me all the way down there. And then Yasuo tries to all-in me. And I turn around to charm him into the tower, but this minion followed me past all of my minions. So I didn't get the charm on him, but I managed to ignite him in time. And he died from the tower. But yeah, that was just kind of his fault for tower diving. I got really lucky in the beginning of the game there. And then I want to base really quickly after I push the wave. That way I don't get ganked by Vi. And then on Ahri, I really like to go for a Chalice build. So what I like to do is to get mana regen and then focus on my combo rotation instead of full out burst. Because the difference is that when you have full out burst, you're not really maximizing the utility of Ahri. Like, Ahri has really good wave clear. Ahri has really good CC. Not really. Yeah, it's pretty good at rank 5 charm. And then she's got a ton of damage and really, really high mobility. But if you go for a DFG first, the only thing that you're maximizing there is your burst damage, and you can say there's some cooldown reduction in there, but really you don't get the same wave clear because you don't have the mana regen to sustain it, and then on top of that, it's just hard to like, if your jungler doesn't give you blue, you're fucked, and with an Amumu, there's really almost never a time where he's gonna give you blue first. Then you can see that I hit level 6, checked bottom lane to see if people would be there, and then decided to run down. And then since Yasuo is in the minimap, I can see that he doesn't follow me. Again, I thought that I might not be able to get a kill there because the minion was going to follow too deep, but it turns out that it didn't. And then when you're coming back in the lane right here, the important thing for me was to be like, oh, I'm going to flash if he has his knockup, because I could probably die from a knockup if he shot it, but he didn't. And then I flash charm, and he sidesteps just barely to the point where he lives. And if I would have sidestepped a little bit more, kept on running back, then I could have hit him with the return Q. It wouldn't have done too much damage though. The main thing that made me mad though is just the small sidestep that saved me from the Q. Like, one, he ran deeper into my jungle, so it was just odd already. And then, yeah, he did that. Well, and then sometimes I shoot just Qs out there. That's why I like to have Athenes first. But I'm back in school. I never actually left school. That's like my life. And I started playing League again, pretty casually, I would say. I like to play it whenever I can because it's a fun game. But that being said, I don't really get perfect amount of opportunities for it to happen. So I'll play whenever I can. I actually am in Diamond now, so this is a Diamond Ahri game. And this is some bullshit right here. The Q-in ultimate on top of the ulti. And then I thought that I could have killed Yasuo if that last auto attack wasn't blocked by his... Yeah, so he throws his W out and blocks the last auto attack. And then because he gets the wind wall off just in time, he actually manages to survive. So that kind of sucks for me. I tried to at least go 1 for 1 with it, but ended up just getting wrecked by over pushing while Vi had her ultimate up and was willing to use it. And I still don't have any armor at this point, so I should probably look for that, considering that they have Yasuo, Lucian, and Vi. But I don't think I'm going to, because I just know that I'm not going to, but that's just personal preference. But yeah, so I'm Diamond. Let's see. I want to also go over some runes and masteries. In this game, just specifically, I just have just scaling health and scaling health yellows, scaling AP blues, and then magic pen reds and AP twins. And how I'm playing Ahri is literally just kind of wave push and then try to be harassing. So that way I can just have some kind of lane dominance while putting out a ton of damage. And then you can see that I didn't ward the bottom side of the push again. I would mainly attribute that to just the fact that I had already gotten ganked. Here, that was a really shitty Q, and I could feel it this time too that it was really shitty. And the reason that I shot it was because I was trying to level up my Q, but it wasn't able to level up, so I just stopped pushing shift and then hit the... I mean, yeah, this is what I mean. So I didn't ward the bottom side of my push again, and Vi comes up from the exact same spot, so it was just kind of dumb luck that Yasuo went in way too early. And then here he runs back, and Vi had just left, but she doesn't turn around to come save him. And Chick shows up bot lane pretty soon. Yeah, she's already bot lane. So that was probably just a little bit of miscommunication on Yasuo and Vi's part. Because typically you'd stay around the lane that you just ganked, even if you're as a jungler, because they might do something stupid and just over push or something when they're really low. I thought that would be the case here, but it turns out that it wasn't. Alright, so right now my CS is pretty bad, 65 at 11 minutes, but that's also because I did the early roam, and then I also missed a lot of CS just because I died from that one gank, and I think, yeah, I'll mostly attribute it to the roam, because Yasuo got like 2 waves under the tower when I was gone doing that. So the score is 8-3. Now, if you're in a game where the score is 8-3, I know a lot of people are like, "Fuck yeah, it's an easy game, man." And that's honestly what I think too. But I've had games where we start out 1-9 and we end up winning the game. Doesn't mean it's easy; it just means it's good. Like we did pretty well. And what I'm trying to say there is that you shouldn't just dip out from a game or call GG when it's like 3-2 or something kind of like good happens. Like if you get outplayed, it's not the end of the world. And right there, that was a really good learning experience for me, because I was standing on top of Yasuo's wind wall, and I was pretty sure that my Q was going to shoot out past it, but it actually just got stopped right there. And then here's where I overextend a little bit. So I can still see Yasuo mid, which means that he doesn't know that I'm rotating over here, probably just because of lack of wards. And what I was trying to do was actually pinch Vi from, or pinch Vi with a Mumu. What turns out happening is that we just kind of use 2 ults to kill her. And then we don't even lose any turret damage because Riven rotated mid. So at this point in the game, I'm 4-1. I've got Athene's Unholy Grail already, so I'm doing some pretty good damage for this point in the game. I should have shot my Charm earlier. But the main thing is that I got my Ignite off and I managed to hit him with a Charm after I flashed. And the real thing was that I really should have hit him with Charm at that one point right there. But he threw up the wind wall and then I shot my Q. So I just lost a bit of damage for almost no reason. And then thank you for a move for giving me this blue buff. I think at the same time that I took this blue buff from a Mumu, he probably could have gotten down bot lane and gotten the kill on Leona. But since Vi showed up afterwards, it was probably actually a good thing, because he probably would have died if he had actually been able to get all the way down there. Now if you're wondering why did you go Home Guard's second item, it's pretty straightforward. If you are me and you like Home Guards for more than... So this is also some bullshit, I'll tell you in a second why. Okay, so I should be auto attacking him here, but since I lost vision on him in that bush, I actually didn't get the auto attack off. And then my Q came right back up when my Q came right back up after I died. And I was trying to just kite him until I could get to that point, but since he flashed into the bush, I didn't have the opportunity to. Like if I would have gotten into the bush, then he wouldn't have been able to hit me with an auto attack, and I'm pretty sure I would have been able to kill him also. But I was pretty sure that I charmed Vi before she started channeling her ult, but since she channeled it basically, I guess at the time that my charm was flying, she was able to just knock me up, and I got hit by 2 ultis, and I was like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? But I like Home Guards because I like to base a lot. One of the safest places that you can be is in the base. And basing on, more often only makes you lose out on some experience if you miss minions, but if you're in like a really aggressive lane where you just spam all your spells and then go back, and then just run back into lane, or it's really dangerous for you to stay in lane, Home Guards are actually a really good first item. And at this point in the game, I don't really want to be in my lane anymore because Vi's already ganked 3 times, and I would rather be roaming with my ulti and trying to get kills. I can play this aggressive against Yasuo just because he doesn't have a long range skill shot, and I do. Because you can see as soon as the minions come up, he starts playing a little bit more up there. Yeah, I shoot skill shots, hoping that they turn around a lot of the time, and a lot of the times they actually don't. So 100 CS at 15 minutes, that's still a pretty good margin. And the reason why I'm keeping track of that is because at some point in the game, I stopped CSing, or I stopped getting CS. I'm trying to document where that point is. Right here, Amumu is tanking way too much. Like, me and Vayne probably should have started tanking. But the point was that I wanted to drag Dragon out a little bit more. And then you can see that I'm not really doing much on the sides here. I'm just trying to poke at him and kite him a little bit. Which is actually the point. Like, my team died, which sucked, but the point was to try to kite him first. And it turns out that we actually got like 4 kills right there. Which was good because Riven roamed down while Anivia stayed top lane to push out top. We also got Dragon for that, I'm pretty sure. But I wanted to pull Dragon out, and what I mean by that is just you walk back and it comes out to aggro you a little bit too far, and it just goes to like the edge of the pit, so that they can't hit you easily with skill shots while that's happening. And because of that, Amumu took a little bit extra damage, and that resulted in him dying to Vi and Leona later on. Now we're gonna get, let's see, Dragon, 2 turrets here. That adds up to like 600 gold. I guess we're not gonna get 2 turrets here. Wow, I suck. That turret was really low. I should have just taken it instead of trying to miss my skills on Nivea. Well, we got a Dragon and a turret at least, or yeah, Dragon and a turret at least. So that's 400 gold roughly for everyone. And I think I actually end up getting most of my Rabadon's death cap here. Now, a Rabadon's is actually a really good second item to an Athene's, not including boots, obviously, because I mean I had already done boots at this point. Riven should have tried getting out of the turret range earlier, because she could have. Then here, I didn't actually have to end up hitting her with my charm because I could have, like I wanted to hit her with my charm, but it didn't work out that way. And then I had a lot more health before I ran up to Lucian, but he got me with the edge of his Q, so I actually lost a chunk of health before I got all the way over there. It's like, I guess that much, so like 100-ish, 1 to 200 health I lost. And then as soon as I see Leona, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna base, because if I was Leona, I would ult myself so fast in that situation. Just drop it on myself and be like, yep, you're dead. Because I had already used my ulti to kill Yasuo and Anivia, and because of that, I didn't have an escape. So, Rabadon's second item is literally the most damage that you can get for a mage that goes to Athene's first item, which actually is a really strong thing. It's like a lot of people go for like DFG. A lot of people go for DFG right after they get their Athenes, but it's kind of a waste because at that point you're talking about capping out at CDR pretty soon, because a lot of people take cooldown reduction on their runes. So if you get like blue buff, part of blue buff is wasted a bit. You don't get as much AP, and that results in less damage to multi-team abilities. And since I'm trying to use Mage Ahri, and by Mage Ahri I just mean hit him with E's, hit him with Q's, and then that's about it. That causes me to want to go for Rabadon's instead of DFG. And so, let's see. In the last 5 minutes I've gotten 15 CS. Now I actually understand why that happened. It was just because I went mid lane a couple times, stopped CSing, and got like 5 kills in that process. And here, again, I don't really appreciate the way that Yasuo runs. Like, I think that they're gonna go somewhere else, so I shoot in the completely wrong direction. Really, when you shoot, you aim one way or the other, but you try to get a general direction of where they are. What happened in that one was just Yasuo ran around the wall and I fucking was like, yeah, he's gonna run, you know, up. And by up, I mean towards his base. But yeah, I guess that's how I managed to be at 120 CS at 21 minutes, which was when I was playing the game, I was like, holy shit, I suck. That's not good. I also want to tell you that on Ahri, you don't have to WQ to clear a whole wave, but I tend to. At some point in the game though, you get enough AP where you can do it just non-stop. And then I don't go top lane because I see that the lane is pushing towards them, or it's going to be pushing towards them really soon. You can tell that just by counting minions. If there's like 1 minion extra in a wave, then it's going to be pushing towards the other way. And you can kind of guesstimate, because like if 2 minions are both at half health and that side has 1 more minion, that's about the same as if it had the same number of minions at full health. At this point in the game, we should probably just be grouping and getting turrets and objectives though, which I think is what my team is doing bottom lane. But since Yasuo is mid, I decided to stay there for a little bit longer. I probably should have. And here, basically, we're sieging a turret, which I'm really good at as Ahri, so I wanted to be there. But I'm also an assassin, so I decided to come in from the back. Yeah, I decided to come in from the back, and when I'm thinking about it later, I just think it's probably the worst idea that I had. Because when my team engaged, they engaged without any minions on the tower. And then Yasuo and Vi disappeared from at the turret. And then right there, I should have been able to kill him if I had hit him with my charm. Ended up not killing him. And he healed, so my Q didn't kill him on the way back. I would have killed him even if he didn't heal. I would have killed him if he didn't heal and I didn't hit my charm. But he ended up healing. But my team didn't die, so that's good. And my team is just being a little bit impatient. Like, if your team can 4v5, that's great. But at the same time, like, if you're Riven and Amumu and stuff, and you guys are all, you know, melee champions, and your only source of wave clear is Thane, you should probably wait for the Ahri to be sieging turrets. Or just say like, hey Ahri, come over here. People are just way too overconfident in themselves. I'll be able to get here really soon though, because I bought the early home guards. And I try to just do some damage, but I lose sight of Vi. Somehow my Q is out of range on Vi. She Q'd away at like the exact same time that I shot it. I was 100% sure that I was going to hit her though. And then a couple of people are dead, so I'm just going to go top lane. The other thing is, like, with home guards you can get to any lane really fast, so if people are dead and you want to go somewhere else, that's completely fine. Do that pretty quickly. And then as Ahri, you're really good at split pushing. And even as mage Ahri, you're really good at split pushing, because you can clear waves really easily, and you actually don't have the worst 1v1 potential. So like, typically, even though I'm saying like, yeah, it's really good for a team that has Ahri to group, it's actually really good for a team that has Ahri to just send her to split push also. And in this team especially, I would have expected the team to want to split push a little bit more, having Vayne and Riven and Ahri, because that team basically is kind of controlled around being dominant and just being able to 1v1 people. So like, I see Anivia, I see my team is fighting them, I can't get there in time, and the best thing that I can do, I think, is just try to fight Anivia if I get the chance, and just push this lane up a little bit more. I end up stopping her from basing though. like one more time. Yeah. And then I look over on the minimap, because you should always be looking at the minimap whenever you don't have to view your screen. And I see that their blue buff's up. Now people always underestimate blue. Like even if you're like, oh, it's really good, people usually underestimate it. Like, do you know how good blue buff is? Because a while ago someone did the calculation on it, and it's like it's worth 2,000 gold in stats while you have it on you, just in the mana regen and cooldown reduction, which is pretty insane. Now, again, I want to make this point. It would have also been good for me to pick up Azonia's, because that would stop Vi's ulti, and you know, if you can use it during Vi's ulti, I don't think you can. If it would stop, yeah, I guess it really depends. If I could use it before I get hit by a knockup, then it would be worthwhile. And I would take less damage from Yasuo and Vi, but I have 12 kills, so I just want to get more. And usually if my team's not relying on me, I'll go for the more damage route. But if my team is relying on, if your team's relying on you and you're a mage, you usually want to go for survivability AP items. Like a Rylai's is extremely good, and on a lot of mages I'll go for a second item Rylai's at this time. Because you get the extra health and you get 400 or sorry, you get extra health and you get extra health and you get 100 AP, which is really good. Now, what the fuck happened there? Well, I decided to go all in on Yasuo, and at the end of the fight I actually realized that I completely killed him, but then Amumu kept on chasing after him, and that was the mistake, because if Amumu had just turned around and not gotten knocked up by Yasuo, Yasuo wouldn't have been able to ultimate, and then would have died. Because when Yasuo ultimates, he gets a full stack of his passive, or a full shield, and then that actually blocked the last tick of Ignite. So it cost us to get like it wasn't the best that I missed my charm, but it wasn't the best that I really kept on running after him, because he was gonna die, I guess. I knew that he was gonna die too, though. That's why I just turned around and was like, alright, this seems good. You've noticed that no one's gone to Baron so far. Now that's actually not because we're afraid of Baron. It's just because we have no wards on our team. Like this whole game, actually, I don't think I've bought like any wards. I've just been using my trinket pretty religiously. But yeah, the ward play in this game is pretty bad. Somehow I managed to get my CS up to 200 at 30 minutes though, which is pretty good considering I was already down at 20. Or I was down quite a bit at 20. And then they have a team where they can still come back if they get a lot of repeated picks on you guys, because Leona and Vi and Yasuo do a ton of CC damage. It's like I can see that my team's fighting, I think all 5 of them. And that's what I mean, like they picked off Amumu, who's our tank, and that's not usually someone that you pick off. But what I was saying was, because I think I had already pinged it at this point, maybe I just wasn't watching. What I was saying is that I knew that they were going to go to Dragon, and we should have actually just come and flanked around and gone to Baron. Because I know that neither team really has wards on Baron. And I tried pinging it because I was like, hey, we should do this while they do Dragon. My team wasn't really feeling it. And then you can kind of see my team just cleaning up here, and I decided not to flank for Leona because it was just going to be too tedious when we could probably push up more or something. And then it turns out to be a massive waste of time because we already have the inhib, and I hadn't remembered that. So what I can do here is actually just clear the wave still and have me and Vayne try to take turrets or something if that's what they want to do. But instead, I don't know, people just fucking die 1v1 for no reason. And I say that now, but yeah, I don't want to be retarded here and mess up something. Oh, I hit her. Awesome. She didn't have her egg. You can check if they have their passive, you know, by just clicking them and seeing if their passive buff is up or not. And I remembered clicking Anivia, thinking, hey, I should go check and see if I can kill her. Because I knew I could kill her if she didn't have her passive. That's the only reason why I stayed. But here Lucian comes in, tries to stop my base, gets it off. And then Vi holds her fucking Q for so fucking long that I tried sidestepping too early. Like, she was in range to hit me when I tried sidestepping, but she just decided to hold it. I don't know why. But she got the knock up off and Yasuo came over and killed me. Finally got my Zonias. And I think I'm just going to go for Ryleys at this point, just to get the most AP that I can. Because my Q does true damage, so it's actually not a bad idea to go for just more AP instead of Void Staff for magic penetration. And it really depends on what they built in terms of items. But they're so damage heavy that I doubt any of them really build MR. Like, even their tank Leona went for first item Frozen Heart, and she actually kind of didn't prioritize AP at all, or MR at all. So this is kind of what I'm talking about in terms of like my team just doing whatever the fuck they want. And Riven should just keep on running because she's so low. But you can see like 20 health Riven coming back over here to get killed by Lucian. And then I've got my ultimate and everything. But I don't need to use it because they can clean up. And I think that we try to go for inhibitor. Yeah, I had to readjust so many times there because the first time I ulted so that he would get hit by my Q, he ulted and launched somewhere else, and then I ulted again so that I would come back, and then again it didn't because he eat or whatever. And at the last second I got it. And then I just turn around here. I think me and Moo will just leave. Because their team's going to be spawning soon. And I go over to check blue buff again. Now, I had just pushed tab and I remember seeing, hey, Vi's probably going to be up. So I figured if I saw Vi mid, then I could get this blue buff. And if I didn't, then I wouldn't be able to get it. Now, what I was mistaken of was, hey, my Ignite and my ult are going to be up really soon. I should just stay and try to fight her. And then halfway through my recall, I'm like, hey, my ult just spawned. My Ignite's coming up really soon. I should go try to fight Vi. See if she's over here still. I still have my Zonias and everything. And my everything's up besides DFG. And I see Vi over here. She sees me too, because you can see that she starts charging up. And she is shortly followed by Lucian. But he fucking eased over, auto-attacked me twice. And I ended up clicking the death recap to see how much damage he does. Yeah, 491 with 2 auto-attacks. That happened immediately after he clicks you. Because he literally gets max attack speed from his passive after that. But my team ended up rotating to try to help me out. And they start going on Baron, which is actually really risky knowing that Vi was just in the area, but there's no contest. I guess they didn't ward, they have none of this warded besides that one spot that I was just at, so they must have just been okay with giving up Baron, or just lackadaisical and didn't really think about it. So I'm hitting tab again, just like look at everyone's items pretty consistently. I know what they desire. I just want to look at everyone's items, I guess, and just see what I should buy. I ended up going for a Ryleys last. But I really wish that I had the recording from this video still, because one, it's a pain in the ass to make another recording over it. because all they do is talk about like, why the fuck are they there? While like we're not. Riven's bot, which is fine, but me and Amumu were just sitting here. There's like 5 of them over there. 2 people decide to be over there. But again, I make fucking retarded mistakes too, like trying to go all in on a buy, like, way after I had already seen her. I just really didn't want to ult over onto the other team, because I don't really like trapping myself behind a wall. And then Izoni's here, they start running past me, and then I figured they wouldn't expect me to go over the other way. And what ended up actually happening was Lucian hit A, and since his fucking attack speed is 2.5 after his passive, he ended up getting 400 damage off of me or something. I should have tried flashing by his Q, but I thought she would have charged it for longer because she had been doing that the whole game. So again, just me misinterpreting my enemy. And at this point I've just died. I think I've died 3 times now, and I haven't gotten any kills since last time. But we were just doing something stupid anyways, like I just wanted to kind of pick at Leona and pick at the turret. And what ended up happening was Riven and Amumu went underneath turret and decided to tank it while there was the Nivea over there. And there's a wall, so that kind of sucks. Okay, and then here I actually provoked Vayne into getting the turret, that way I could get my Rylai's and finish my build. And we could actually go for like a game-winning push or something like that, which we've had the ability to do basically since we got the inhibitor, but didn't manage to group. Like, this game could have ended probably about 20 minutes ago if we had just continued the groups at like a different spot. Instead we just kept on getting picked, which sucks. It's like one of the best things that you can do in a team is to know when to group. And if you're at a level where everyone really knows where to group, then you'll have a much easier game. And then I missed my Q here. I didn't get it off because of wind wall, but since we got the 5-mana movement, it really didn't matter. And then he flashes my charm, but that's basically game after we kill 4 people. They only have 1 turret left. So in the last fight, I didn't get focused, no one got focused, it was just kind of 5-mana movement, just wombo combo. GG.